Hey, what's up? Are you a landlord or property owner and you are looking to fine-tune your screening process for your tenants? Well, you're watching the right video. You ready? Let's go. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Martin, real estate agent, investor, coach. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate that very much. And watch a couple of the videos while you're here. Why not? All right, so if you're an investor, if you're a property owner and you're buying and holding property, meaning you're buying property and you're holding it long term and you're renting it out to tenants, the most important part of this whole process, or one of the most important parts of this whole process, is screening your tenants and making sure that either you or the person that's doing it for you is doing a thorough job on screening your tenants. This is where the money's made. A lot of people think your money's made during the rent collection process. Your money's made in the beginning, because if you have a bad tenant, think about what that does for your income. It could mean missed rents. Missed month rents. It means they trash the property and don't take care of it. Your money is going to be made on the tenants that you select at the beginning of this process. So what are you doing to screen a tenant? Well, we're going to go over a couple things. You might be doing some of these things already. You might not even be doing any of these things at all. So it's all going to start with an application. You want to get an application that's going to list their name, their current address, and their previous 5 years of addresses if they're stayed anywhere beyond that. A lot of the times when they list their current landlord, that landlord, when you talk to that person for a reference, they may want to be getting that person out of that property. They're going to tell you everything good about that person. I love connecting with the person prior to that, right? So you want the landlord previous to that, because they're already out of the property. They have no relationship with that person. They're more likely to give you real information. They're not going to be sugarcoating anything. They're going to be telling you exactly how it is. And that's the information that's going to be the most valuable. Of course, you want some other references. You want that application to list their monthly income and any other people that are going to be living in the property, any other occupants, who's living in the property with them. If there are other co-applicants, they should be filling out an application as well. There's still the good old-fashioned eyeball test and making sure that someone seems suitable, of course, and having that be one of the check boxes that you have, of course, in addition to the application. What does that application look like? What is their monthly income? Can they actually afford this property? You would be able to eliminate a lot of people just based off of those two things. You know, do they have enough income to keep up with this monthly rent? The ideal income, by the way, is about 2.5 to 3 times the amount of rent. So just keep that in mind when you are looking at someone's monthly income. A couple other little details: if you're meeting someone to show a unit, are they on time? You know, that's something that a lot of people don't even think of, but are they on time? You know, how is their response when communicating with them through text, through phone, through email? Were they responsive? This could be a little bit of a sign on how that relationship's going to be long term. Did they ghost you, or they show up late? Did they have this ridiculous emergency that came up? Their dog chased a squirrel up the tree and they had to call the fire department to get it out and all this, and they couldn't make it. Is this someone that you really want into being in your apartment? Length of employment is important to me, because you want to make sure that someone's been in a job and they have some job security. If someone's not rental income, but their monthly income from their job is good, but they only been there for a couple of months, this could mean that their job security is not all that great. So I usually like to see someone at a job for a couple of years, and if they've been there with the same amount of income, then that's usually a good sign. One of the other important things is actual length of tenancy on their previous rentals. How long are they staying at their rentals? Are they there for 1 year and then they're out? Every single time they're renting a unit, they're there a year, they're out, 2 years, they're out? Or do they have long-term rental history? Are they staying at places for 5, 6, 10 years? That's important too. So I'm actually looking at these things, and you know, very rarely do you have all these boxes checked off. So you have to kind of use your best judgment and see what the most important thing is to you. Credit and background checks. Are you running credit and background checks? There are services out there that will provide these for you. Services like Zumper, and there's others out there that you basically set up a profile for free, and whoever you want to screen, you just plug in the address of the property, their email address. It sends them a link, including a payment link, for about 35 bucks. They pay it directly. Once they pay it, it'll actually send you the report, and you can review the credit report. And as far as the background check, you'll be able to see that, if there's any convictions, if there's any felonies, if there's any any evictions. You'll be able to see all that during that, within that report. You want to have yourself a couple of questions that can help you guide through a conversation. And these questions can be asked casually. If you're talking to someone, asking them, how long they've been at their place. Of course, they'll be on the application, but just to kind of get them talking. Also, why they're moving. Why are they moving currently from the place that they're at to the place they're going to go? And that also can help give you a little bit of an idea of where they're at and what their relationship was with their previous landlord or their current owner. Don't be afraid to do your research. There's social media as well, and a lot of people are posting stuff, and you have the ability to look at people's profiles if they're public and do a little creeping on people. You might have mutual friends that you can ask questions about and see if they would rent to that person or what they know about that person. So renting and screening tenants goes so much beyond just the initial application. So get the application and make sure that you are thoroughly checking their income, making sure they qualify for it, doing a credit and background check from a reliable source, making sure their credit is fair and they're not overspending in other areas. So everything starts with an application that's asking the basic questions that helps you determine whether this person can even afford this property and what their rental history looks like, what their employment history looks like. And you should be able to get a good gauge if someone is even qualified, or you would plug this person into this unit. I usually don't even have the background and credit run if they don't get past this first stage of the process, which is the application stage. If they're not going to get past that stage, why am I going to have them pay a $35 fee to have their credit and background pulled? It doesn't even make sense. I'm only going to do that if I feel this person is a good quality tenant, and this is kind of like the last step. So hopefully these things gave you guys a little bit of a perspective on how I screen tenants, but you guys can of course add to this. I'm curious if you guys have any things that have worked for you that I haven't mentioned. Drop them in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing from that. But other than that, I hope this helped a little bit. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.